Hey there. How is everyone? Drop that a little more. There we go. Hey, Louie. Yeah, Cassie already put pictures of the new kittens up yesterday, I believe. Yeah. Scroll up a little bit, Karina, and you'll see the pictures of the kittens. Oh, how is everybody on their Friday? Sore, but I can type during rest. Yeah, Karina, you were already dealing with like issues, pain issues, and you're in a workout. I mean, credit for the dedication for sure, respect. But are you in danger of overdoing it? Because I'd prefer you not to do that. But either way. Spoken as somebody who has a tendency to overdo it. Yeah, today was leg day. Today I survived leg day. Yeah, it was a thing. Just said fuck it and crush the rest of a joint I've been saving, so we'll see how that plays out for the next 2 hours. Standing hurts, so walking is out, and I need to work out some kinks. All right, well, you know your body best, Karina. You do what you need to do. I had to check out on a stream about to teach logic for me because I was lazy. So a few, and hello, you lovely son of a great person. Well, you know, okay. I'm still a little, and you know what? Fucking cat's higher than I am, like, dopey right now. But for sure, any of you fuckers want to join me on air, feel free. It's Friday. We'll just do it right out of the gate, and we can fucking play it by ear as we go along. Yeah, because I'm staring off into the middle distance sort of situation right now because my glycogen reserves have not quite fully recovered. So I'm a little hazy, as it were.
Amazing.
Yes. Kat, how did that joint treat you?
Not fucking well, because I decided to take a fucking chance on these concentrates that I fucking bought, so I just said fuck it. Just open the joint up a little bit, sprinkle them in, you know, and then I just started smoking, and it's just like, holy fuck, my lungs does not enjoy like those fucking solid concentrates you could buy. Shit makes me feel like I'm coating, like it just feels like it coats everything. It doesn't even feel like it burns properly, so, you know.
Yeah,
Rough.
When I went for my run the other day, was that even yesterday? I think that was yesterday. Maybe. Either way, got back from my run and laid down, like sat down on the love seat, sort of like chilled out, and like a few minutes go by, and I start having exercise induced. Like we used to call it exercise induced asthma, but it's not asthma. It's technically bronchial irritation of sorts, but it's been like that's how my body was like, this is what you get, bitch. Like we haven't done this for so long. This is your punishment. And so yeah, I started like sort of like tickle in the throat, coughing sort of situation. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Amazing.
Yeah. What kind of pre-stream carbs did I get into tonight? Oh, it's fraction. Oh, fuck it. Let me try and find you the actual name. Fractionated barley amylopectin. That's the carb. That basically is my is the carb in my morning, quote unquote morning drink. Um, and so yeah, there's protein and then there's carb in there and then other stuff depending. But yeah, I use fractionated barley amylopectin as the carb. It basically bypasses the digestive processes and is a quick absorb carb that doesn't spike your blood sugar. So yeah, that's what I use as that sort of carb. So I had a drink pre-made. I drank half of it, let 20-30 minutes go by, do the workout, and then after the workout, drink the rest of the drink. So there's approximately in that, for those purposes, there's, about 12.5 grams of protein and 35 grams of carb per like usage of it. So there's about 70 grams of carb and about 25 grams of protein in that drink in totality. Straya, what's morning to you? Morning is when I wake up.
So that's a vibe.
Yeah, that's always been morning for me. There is no, because it rotates, it changes, it shifts. As for today, morning was about 2 p.m. But it usually takes me a while to actually like do workout stuff, right? Like I have other stuff I do. So yeah, it was probably 3:45, 3:50 before I got to leg day. And then it's about 35 minutes, 35 minutes worth of workout at 40-second intervals with 20-second rest in between. And basically 3 sets of 8 exercises is what I did today, at least. And yeah, today was all like dumbbell weighted leg exercises, hamstring curls, asymmetric off-center lunges with 40 pounds, shit like this. It's just, you know, we've all been there. I say. Most of you motherfuckers probably haven't been. But either way, it was a good enough leg day that when I went to, like, you rest afterwards, right? And then you get back up and you like walk out to the kitchen or you walk somewhere and it doesn't, you're not entirely certain as to whether you're walking correctly. Yeah, that's sort of like the legs feel wrong situation. So it was a good leg day. But yeah.
Like legs utterly cooked with her.
Yeah. Are you trying to build up muscle? Liu, at the moment, we're not really bulking. Right now, I'm just trying to whip the body back into shape. Bulking will happen a little later. There's going to be muscle gain one way or the other, getting back in shape, but not to that degree right now. Right now, it's just trying to whip the mule back into the field and get it to dig up some, get it to plow. Yeah, I'm just trying to get this old jalopy back on the road and get it working again. But once that's done, then yeah, we'll do a little bulking. And this time around, I'm going to actually give some focus to the upper body, and throw some extra bulk on there. Cause, like we talked about the other night, I'm not going back to climbing, so I can throw a little extra weight on. Like I can throw some added muscle. It's not like I have to haul it up a fucking cliff face or anything like that anymore. So it doesn't really matter. Unless I decide to do some Iron Man bullshit. Which then I gotta drag it through the ocean and I gotta drag it fucking in a marathon and shit like that. Hey there, public. Morning is a set time I choose to skip.
Fair enough.
Let's see. If he went straight, yeah.
Did I tell you about? Did I tell you about the recent when I tried kava recently?
No, but how'd that
It
go for you?
fucking kicked my fucking ass. I bought a I was at the smoke shop as you fucking do, and I saw this. I was just like, I was actually interested in some CBD products because I get some topicals. They're nice. That aside, so I see like these little little drinks, right? And they they called them so it was something to the effect of like legal lean, and it's just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna see what this is all about. So I bought me, I thought it was gonna be like a CBD drink. Boy, was I fucking wrong.
Yeah,
I
it's closer to I don't like how they're branding it. It's actually closer to benzos because it activates
yeah.
the beta receptor for the same beta well, benzodiazepines activate the alpha receptor. This kava activates the beta receptor, but similar effects. So yeah, it's closer to
Yeah.
Xanax.
Okay, so okay, so this is the normal part of the story, right? So if I can get that, so I get like a little like pineapple juice, like soda thing. And so I just say, you know what, fuck it. Since this is gonna be a CBD drink, it's probably not gonna be that fucking crazy. Fucking poured the whole motherfucking bottle into this little like soda thing after drinking a bit of the soda.
How many ounces?
It was like a fucking, I think it was like a 3 ounce thing. It
Okay.
was a big one. So I just, so I said, fuck it. We'll see what happens. Fucking, I got my cartridge and I said, I'm gonna get a little high while I do this. So I fucking, I get home, fucking decide to just chill, and holy shit.
Yeah.
I, I fucking, I was like freaking out too. It was real bad.
Uh,
Fucking, I just start feeling numb, and I'm like, oh god, what's?
did you
And
feel?
then I
Did you
checked.
feel it on your tongue?
Yeah, I felt it on the tongue. I
Yeah.
felt like my face going numb.
Yep.
The biggest thing that tripped me the fuck out was when I realized like I couldn't really like walk. Like I would like stand up, and it was like I felt like I was standing on my bones only, basically. This shit was fucking. That shit was fucked up. I fucking. I was freaking out for like fucking 3 hours.
Yeah, it's the first time I had kava and hey there Eva. The first time I had kava, it actually didn't do anything for me, which is a common phenomenon. It is actually known to not take the first time. There's basically your body doesn't understand how to metabolize it most efficiently. So there are people who drink kava the first time and they're just like, and then you go back to it a second time expecting, not much. So you up your dosage and you get your fucking ass kicked as a result of it.
Yeah, no, this time I guess my body was just like, fuck it, we're good. It was horrible.
Eva, all over the place from athletic meathead stuff to politics, theory, economics, theology, current events, historical events. But today's Friday. I'm still kind of hazy from a workout. Kat, who's on the line with me, you can see Kat's name right up there, is just a touch high. And so we're just we're cruising in as a community into Bad Movie Friday that we do over on the Discord. So we're just taking it easy right now, trying to get our wits about us. Maybe my glycogen reserves will be, slowly restored. And yeah, I'll shake that loose a little bit. If there's anything you want to ask or anything in particular you want to discuss, feel free to bring it up in chat. But right now, Kat and I are just talking about our degeneracy.
Yeah. Oh well, there's a question. I'm just gonna answer hard no. Say it. How the fuck do you say that? Sabalo Rabalo? I'm assuming. I'm gonna say no.
I don't know. I'm gonna go with Sabada.
Okay. Well, there you go. Fucking yeah. No.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
See?
Saba.
Saba.
We're just gonna say Saba.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
Saba's fine
yeah.
with it.
No. Fuck Hamas. Hamas is cringe. Palestinian people are cool. But Hamas is cringe.
Yeah, would I support giving Hamas the weaponry needed to go toe to toe with Israel? Would I disarm Israel? Yes. Like, would I
Yeah, no.
stop giving arms to Israel? Yes, I would. Would I arm another power in the region to cause a whole other... Look, this is... Saba, I don't know how old you are. I don't know what your experience is. I don't know where you're from and, you know, how much shit you've seen in your lifetime. But generally, when the United States arms a dissident group or like an oppressed underdog in a region, it doesn't end well.
Yeah.
So, you know, as far as the track record of the United States arming guerrillas to topple a nation state in an area, let's just say we've done that before. That wouldn't be the first time we've done that. Hell, it wouldn't even be the 15th time we've done that. And it generally doesn't go well for all parties involved. So I would hesitate to do such a thing.
I like that response. It's a good one.
I mean,
Okay.
it didn't go that bad with Hezbollah.
But they both start with H.
Apparently, your definition of not that bad is pretty liberal. That's a pretty loose definition of not that bad. That, you know, the arming of the Shia Islamists in Lebanon didn't go poorly.
Yeah.
Fucking disagree,
also,
but you know.
Also, Angie's asking if you've ever done Ariel Yoga.
No. And I bet you have some Cirque du Soleil level studios. We have Cirque du Soleil studios here. If I could not Cirque du Soleil levels, we have Cirque du Soleil here. And they actually, my physical therapy doctor, Dr. Morgan Crum, the world famous Dr. Morgan Crum, he hates it when I call him that. He has always hated it when I call him that. That's his full title. I literally call him that. Like, I will walk into the facility and say, "What's up, world famous Dr. Morgan Crum?" And it drives him batshit insane. But the Cirque du Soleil performers actually go to him. Basketball players go to him. International athletes fly in to see Morgan. He's got a whole facility. And when I say a whole facility, I mean a whole fucking facility. Out back, he's got an artificial, like he's got an astroturfed field. Because athletes need to practice that in regard as well, right? Like it's a whole facility. And so yeah, I have access to like Cirque du Soleil stuff, but I have never done aerial yoga in any way, shape, or form. And it's harder than you'd think. No, it's not. No, it's not harder than I think. I'm not saying it's not hard. I'm saying I'm pretty sure I understand exactly how complicated and difficult it would be. It's not the sort of thing I would underestimate. Suspending oneself in aerial gymnastics is very difficult. Yeah, a lot of core work, a lot of upper body, a lot of stability work. You see Cirque du Soleil people just sort of like hovering there and you're like, oh, well, they're just hanging there. Yeah. You know what it takes to do that without shaking? Yeah, it's a huge amount of control and musculature that takes it. So yeah, I have mad respect for them as performers. And as for whether I would enjoy the workout, probably not. I don't like that kind of flyer stuff. But I'd probably give it a try. If I were back in shape and everything was okay and I could trust all the joints and stuff like that. But given my tear in my wrist, I'm not entirely sure how that would go. So, yeah. In public, I don't believe you named 30 examples. Have there ever been a real peacekeeping campaign where they're only there to they only fight to avoid conflict? I mean, no.
On paper, maybe.
Yeah, no. When the rubber meets the road, yeah, Cat's right. Like on paper, sure, but when the rubber meets the road, no. Somebody's making profit. somebody's got an agenda. The CIA's working with one of the NGOs in the area to provide illicit, arms to one of the guerrilla groups. It always gets murky.
Of course, the civilians get fucked the whole time.
As is tradition.
Mm.
Let's see. Wither, AstroTurf is artificial grass. Yeah. Do I have problems with my health? All sorts of problems with my health. Yeah.
Run down the list.
Is it even worth doing? Big one is progressive small fiber neuropathy. My body's eating my small fiber nerves alive. I've got injuries galore from years and years and years of extreme sports and stupid activities and athleticism and all sorts of stuff. Like I rode this fucking body like I stole it. It's that simple. So I got a laundry list, but yeah, I also have active problems. What dome is that from? Oh, it's from the fucking whatever that Houston one is, the Superdome or whatever the fuck we called that one. Oh. Yeah, whether I hate this stuff. I hate AstroTurf. Fucking, have you ever done anything that you had to work AstroTurf?
But me?
Yeah.
Nah, not really.
Yeah, I hate working AstroTurf. It doesn't respond the same. It doesn't feel the same to run on or stop on or anything. And God help you if you fall on it. It's not as soft.
Yeah, for me, like, most of what I've done, like, just throughout my life has been, like, either just straight concrete or similar surfaces or just mats. Not a lot of, I actually haven't ran on grass that much, like, at all. It's just not really an option out here.
True.
Unless you're willing to take a drive.
Sava. I have scars on my hips from sliding on AstroTurf. Yeah, no, it's not a pleasant surface to work off of. I've never enjoyed it. I never liked it. Luckily, back when I played soccer, I was back east, right? I was in New England and in Tennessee, and we have grass. There's no reason to use AstroTurf whatsoever. But yeah, it's not fun to work with. But I do like the composite track materials. If anybody's ever run on, I know some people hate them. I enjoyed them. My high school tore up their track like my junior year and replaced it with composite materials. And so basically it's like rubber. It's like rubber pebbles. They're sort of glued together. And it's got a cushion to it. And so, yeah, I quite enjoyed running on that. Yeah, Cassidy, there's a bunch of us here with major medical issues. Yeah. Cat's got the brain boo-boos.
Yeah. Also, like, my left arm's pretty fucked. But, you know.
Are you right arm? Are you right hand or left hand dominant?
Right hand dominant. So that did not help that.
It figures. I asked, but knowing that I'm right hand dominant, I just assumed you were too.
I mean, statistically speaking, most people are.
Yeah, but it's Hey, Swede, you fucking cyborg fuck. Yeah. Did someone say medical issues?
Yeah, it's kind of my feeling, Marcus. It's just like I never really had to deal with this. Just fuck it. I'll stick to my Muay Thai and boxing and shit.
Hey, RZ. Yeah, it's your fault for doing outdoor sports. Yeah. Yeah, and fucking rabbit fences as well, or fenced.
Oh yeah. And apparently he did some other stuff too.
Oh yeah.
He was telling me. Yeah. So.
The real Iron Man isn't Elon, it's Irish Swede. The eternal battle between RV and RZ.
You guys gotta like fucking play on Street Fighter or some shit for it. I mean, we could, but like,
No.
we already got the server. Yeah, it's just sheer laziness.
Well, that, and I actually don't like TeamSpeak. And as far as Ventrilla goes, let me check what fucking...
I've never heard of them before.
What they're using. Let's see.
Another person called you Tony Hawk.
Cool.
They just said Tony Hawk. Nothing else.
Let me see. Where's Ventrilo on the comparison chart?
Discord is the worst. Their TOS allows them to record your talks and sell them. Okay, look. I'll be straight up with you. It's not that big of a deal for like the overwhelming majority of users. Like, you know how much fucking data you have to comb through to get to your individual conversations on Discord? Like, trust me, you are fine. Also, whether it was a Ken player, not Chun-Li, where that happened. It's just that in Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, Ken had a white gi as one of his alternate color schemes.
And I'm just looking at Ventrilo here. If you don't think they're not logging either, you're out of your mind. They're using...
So I'm pretty sure TeamSpeak is too.
Yeah, they're using centralized servers as well.
Like I said, for the overwhelming majority of people,
yeah,
privacy is a joke. Just don't worry about it. Yeah. Don't act too much of a fool. If you really need to say something to somebody in private, drive to them. You know?
Yeah, and I mean, if you think that this, like, ease of use is everything. I can send somebody a Discord link and they can open it in their browser on their phone and be involved in the conversation. Right? Like, ease of use for this kind of platform is actually tantamount. So. No, Ventrilo uses centralized servers these days. You can run an isolated server if you want, probably, but they even have a list on their website of where they host. And if you're connecting out of the US, they actually have US based centralized servers. So
even driving with someone, a camera can collect some info in your car. I mean, yes, whether, but you know.
And frankly, I don't care about your opinion about our VoIP software.
Yeah.
This is the truth of the matter. I need something that the majority of people use, that is easy to, that has a low barrier to entry, and I can send a simple link to somebody to get them on air within a couple of minutes. At most. And Discord provides that. No software installation needed. That's the use case scenario for using Discord on as the communications platform for this. That's it. Ventrilo, TeamSpeak don't meet that use case. Hey, Info.
I mean, if you're in the area.
RZ, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Are you using a non-VPN US-based ISP? Your privacy's already gone, my man.
Yeah,
you're living a delusion as it stands. There's already global data collections that are occurring. Five Eyes scrapes every bit of data that they can get their hands on. And if you think this needs to be secure, then you're insane.
Yeah, I'm using a dynamic IP service. Regardless, though, I'm sure you're still using things like
You're still
plenty of
using it.
what-
You still have an ISP. As
Yeah,
to
it's
the
like-
static or dynamic nature of your IP address, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if somebody wants to get hold of your ass, they just will.
Yeah. Whether your IP address changes on a daily basis or not doesn't affect the data collection services. So you're kind of diluting yourself to a certain degree.
Well, no, private entities could also check you out too, RZ. It's just, there's just methods. Like you're still connecting to servers. You're still like,
And your ISP sells your data to start with anyway.
Yeah.
They're all fairly notorious for doing it.
Also, I mean, fuck. Just any of these like social media services are using. I mean, fuck. Even most email services are gonna give the game away privacy-wise.
I mean, RZ, you're talking on Twitch right now.
Yeah.
You've already surrendered your privacy for a free product. Like you seem you seem a little obsessed with, inconsequential details. The word for that, by the way, is persnickety.
That's just so Anglo.
Yeah. To be overly concerned with inconsequential details is to be persnickety.
Amazing. If you block cookies and have a dynamic,
I don't
IP,
think
you're not an easy
I don't
target.
think you understand how little having a dynamic IP address matters.
Or blocking cookies, for that matter.
Yeah. I don't think you understand this technology to the extent that you think you understand this technology.
Like, to the average, like, chuckle fuck that has, like, a little, like, what's it called? Like, the average person that's just, like, looking to make, like, a little DDoS attack, yeah, sure, you're probably avoiding those guys, but, like, most corporate entities and shit still got their finger up your shit.
Are you spoofing your hardware MAC address on your computer? Because you do understand that that's transmitted along with the packet information via the TCP and the IP protocols, right? Which is identifiable to your unique hardware. Most people don't take the security, they don't understand the security procedures, let alone take the steps necessary to properly shield themselves. And when they think they're shielding themselves, they do things that they shouldn't otherwise do, and they compromise their own security, not understanding that they're already compromised. Are you running a lockdown, stripped out version of Linux? What router do you have on your network? Who built the hardware? All of these things come into play.
What email services do you use, actually? Now I'm curious. Like, obviously you're gonna avoid.
Oh, you
like,
use
Gmail,
you
Yahoo,
use
all
a
that
Mac.
shit.
It's not like the websites I visit. Sorry, I have access to my Mac unless I use a phone and use so-called apps.
We got some news for you, buddy.
Okay,
If you were just like a dude
it's
running
the
Linux and
lowercase
shit,
that tripped me up. It's
a Mac.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to avoid viruses, sure, but like that's not what we're talking about.
Yeah, Rev, media access control address, MAC address. Yeah, generally we capitalize
I'm kind
that.
of half convinced that he means just a literal Mac. Okay, just making sure.
Yes, but generally acronyms are typed that way or
With dots,
that way.
Well, that is like the real way to be like non-trackable Irish, is just don't fucking use the internet, or if you do, keep it to like very like minimal basic shit, like social services.
Oh, I mean, I can take a mobile device, not like laptop, and I can run a secured Linux distro off of RAM only, not utilizing the hard drive whatsoever. I can spoof the MAC address. I can use a public Wi-Fi after utilizing public transportation and other various means to obfuscate my travel paths along the way. And can utilize that and get true anonymity online. It's not the first time I would have had to do that. But for somebody to think that I have a dynamic IP address, therefore I am a fucking ghost online, I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, but your router alone is giving away the game.
Yeah.
You do realize that the network address translation that's occurring at the router level on your network is identifiable, right? Like your router's identifiable. Just because it doesn't use the same IP address doesn't mean shit. Yeah, exactly. Is that? I thought the FDIC covered more than that info. I thought it was 250K.
Pretty much with her, but even then, you still have to worry about like all the services online.
Yeah, it's 250K.
Yeah, so like you'd pretty much have to you'd have to make your own router, be your own ISP. Ideally, like whatever you're using to connect to that internet is either, it'd have to be something. I forgot about the exact fucking. There's products that are specifically made to be untraceable. They're expensive, or you could fucking spoof them. Either way.
Yeah, I thought it was
just have to be a lurker online. Just don't make any accounts anywhere.
Well, see, here's the thing, Rider into Storm. Like the name, by the way. Here's the thing. If you're utilizing a router to connect to a commercial ISP, game's already given away. You're done. The game's already done. You lost. So, like, you might as well just cash in at that point. Ideally, you use a secondhand laptop that you purchased via cash off of somebody who purchased it through somebody else secondhand via cash, right? You need an untraceable laptop that isn't traceable to you. You run something like Kali off of memory. You just remove the hard drive entirely from the laptop. You run your security distro off of RAM exclusively. You use software protocols to spoof the MAC address on the laptop. You then use a prepaid VPN service such as private internet access, who will allow you to pay for their service blindly, using like prepaid cash cards and cryptocurrencies. So there's your VPN, and then you stack that. You connect to Tor via VPN service. But to do this, you then have to obfuscate your internet connection as well. So you have to go find a publicly accessible, non-filtered internet that will allow you to connect to VPN service through it, and you have to make sure that your travel records to and from that place are obfuscated as well. This will get you an anonymous online footprint. But all of that is done the instant that you log into something that is identifiable to you. So nothing you touch when you do something like that can ever have been touched by your previous profile. That is true anonymity. That is true privacy online. Everything short of that is somebody deluding themselves into thinking that they've somehow got one up on the system. It's all degrees of compromise. It's all degrees of acceptance, right? Your cell phone has an IMEI number in it that is uniquely identifiable to the device and thus to you, right? Like this is the thing. Like people sort of like, oh, you've surrendered your privacy because you use Discord. You use a cell phone. Like you surrendered your fucking privacy. Like the instant you purchased a cell phone. You're GPS traceable. It's kind of doofy. You accepted Microsoft's terms of service, which does full what's the word I'm looking for? Fucking telemetry on your system. You accepted the Twitch terms of service. Chances are you've accepted an Amazon terms of service. You probably accepted a Twitter terms of service. I probably even accepted a Facebook terms of service or an Instagram terms of service. Right? Like, you're acting like the Discord TOS is somehow the world's worst TOS. Like they're literally raping you in your sleep or something. Like it's in the realm of TOSs, Discord's TOS isn't that terrible. It's pretty much par for the course, frankly. You do realize that Amazon maintains, if you install an Amazon app on your phone, they maintain that they can keep your voice, they can keep voice recordings of you. Right? Like that's just to use Amazon's like purchasing service. You're opting into keeping voice recordings of you.
The RZ though, like, but then again, you're still on Twitch. Like that's literally the whole platform. We literally are recording VODs that can be found after they're deleted, and you know that could lead to like copyright issues down the line if you're not careful. Fucking like this place is not anonymous at all. Twitch is stupidly in the public and stupidly mineable for data.
And again, I've made it explicitly clear, I'm not looking for privacy out of Discord. I'm looking for a low barrier to entry and a common platform that the majority of people that I will interact with have access to. This is the use case. You're attempting to apply a use case that doesn't apply in this scenario, which is, again, kind of doofy. If I wanted privacy, I wouldn't be using Discord at all. I'd be using I2P.
Dogan wants to know if you debate other streamers.
Yeah, I don't care, RZ. Hey, Ace. Like, I literally don't give a shit. There you go. Hey, my Ace. Oh, Ace, how are you today? Are you okay? You do understand you can register using a fake email address, right? Like, this isn't that complicated.
Yeah, but then you have to register for emails.
You just use Mailinator.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. And you use a VPN, use a fake email address, and use a voice changer. Oh, there. Done.
How about this? Do you got any family that would be considered like law enforcement or active military, RZ?
You wanted privacy with connecting with someone without the same... Yes, Wither. If a secure line connects to an unsecured line, the secured line is now considered unsecure. That's just how that works. So, yeah. There has to be a symmetrical level of... There has to be an equivalency between the security levels. For sure. Oh, Ace.
I feel like Neil Breen would actually be pretty on this topic, Angie.
Oh,
I would feel like he'd be into it.
I would love to have an OPSEC conversation with Neil Breen. That'd be great.
I feel like he had to learn a little bit given his reputation.
I mean, the dark web didn't necessarily just dodge the bullet.
It's just
There have been all sorts of security breaches with the dark web.
Yeah, it's just that like since most users don't head to like the deep web, it's just like you know they don't really give a fuck to monitor as much. Who's Alex Winter?
Alex Winter is a fictional character, if I remember correctly. It's from a book series I didn't read, right? No. Oh no, Alex Winter is Alex Winter is which one is he? Bill or Ted? I forget. Bill. He's Bill. Yeah, he's Bill out of Bill and Ted. So he's the dude who isn't Keanu Reeves.
gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, RZ, you've literally subbed to me before. You have given your payment information to Jeff Bezos over an open platform for which you had to download a proprietary app. Like, how about you dial this holier-than-thou security attitude back a degree or three? You were previously subbed as well.
Yeah, it wasn't just a gift sub.
We got the record. Either way, I don't care. I'm done. If you continue this conversation, I will time somebody out. I'm not saying it's necessarily you, but I will time somebody out. I'm done with this conversation. I'm done dick measuring over fucking Discord bullshit. Like, I don't give a shit. I legitimately don't give a shit. So, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so today was leg day. Tomorrow, I don't know how the shoulder is gonna do, but I think tomorrow might be arms. I did core work yesterday and the day before that. And so yeah, I think tomorrow is gonna be an arm day. We'll see how that goes though. But I've still got 2 weeks worth of TB and BPC left. So fucking, if anything hurts, I'm just jabbing a fucking needle into it. Like, take that. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. And I mean, I don't want to fucking spend the money because it's not cheap, but I kind of want more of that stuff to just have to put in the freezer and like save it. That way I have it in the future. So
what I'm hearing is you've finally gone like full Joe Rogan on us.
Oh, I see. I was Joe Rogan before Joe Rogan even. Like, I've never had a problem with that level. I mean, like I've talked about it before. Like, I literally got into psychopharmacology at like age 14 because I figured out that you could hack the brain using chemistry. Right? Like, as soon as I figured that out, it was all over. I've tried nootropics and other experimental compounds before in the past. No, BPC doesn't do nerve healing. I mean, not really in that regard. No, it's not going to help me in that regard with her. Hey, Karina.
Hey.
How'd your workout go?
Pain.
Sounds about right.
Ice bath time.
Don't have a bathtub.
Okay, so that alone is reason to end my existence. I
feel that. I really feel that.
Without a bathtub, I'd just be like, well, it's no point. I'm good.
That is the only upside I can see about my situation over the next couple of months. I'm being forced to move back in with my parents as the housing market in my city has gone completely stonewall. It is thousands and thousands more than anything is worth right now, and nothing is budging.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Whether no, BPC doesn't do that. BPC just stimulates the healing process of the body itself. Yeah, I know that feeling. Just outside my community, like a little bit down the road, there's a sort of a back road that connects us to a whole bunch of stuff. There's houses on eighth of an acre lots, like 2,500 square foot houses on an eighth of an acre lot for $650,000.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yep. Nope. Actually, exactly.
Yeah.
I have seen. I'm trying to remember the name that we often use for them. Is it Bodego? They're not trailer houses. They're real houses, but they're basically no bigger than a trailer house, and they go for $750K in my city.
Yeah.
What's the CDC doing right now, Australia?
They announced officially that if you're fully vaccinated, you do not need a mask in outdoors in public.
You know, I thought it would be way worse.
Yeah.
See, no, that scares me because I need America to hold this shit a little bit stronger for the rest of the world to catch up.
Yeah.
If
Well,
y'all back out real fast,
we're gonna
get out.
we're gonna do the speed run on the vaccines and just fuck it. We're just be like, yeah, well, we got like 78% of our population vaccinated. We're done. I guarantee it. I on the other hand, yeah, I won't be. You're getting your second jab in a couple of days. Yeah, mine's in a few weeks. Info.
I'm getting mine on the 25th.
Mine is the 2nd of next month.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm going to continue to wear the mask for the foreseeable future because I like the mask.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, I'm just going to live the cultural change I want to see. I'm just going to wear masks just regularly. People will ask me, you're not vaccinated yet? And it's just like, no, I am. Fuck it.
Yeah. Where existential? Where is here for you? But I did see the headline: 123,000 death certificates were issued in the last 71 days in one of the Indian states. And the government registered only 4,218 COVID deaths. 123,000 death certificates. 4,000 COVID death certificates issued. Yeah. So India's playing with the numbers just a touch. Kansas. All right, cool. Yeah, I've heard that a lot of people, that second one does a number on them. The first one, it was kind of sore the next day. You know, the delt was kind of sore, but other than that, I didn't know. Oh, it did flare my neuropathy pretty badly the next day, though. I will say that. But that died down a little bit.
How'd that go, Cassidy?
Yeah. I'm gonna keep wearing them. How to say no to COVID. Just say no to spike proteins. You're saying your back hurts. Huh? Ice baths for everyone.
Yeah, with that.
I'm gonna do cryotherapy instead. I hate ice baths. We have a cryotherapy place right down the street from me. So I'm gonna do a package. I think for like $150 you can get 12 sessions. So
Fuck.
yeah.
Lucas is here. Oh, damn it, he left.
I got an ultrasound therapy session and a second cupping session this week. So those felt pretty nice, but damn, my muscles are fighting this therapy.
Wait, they lifted it for indoors too? That I didn't know.
Yeah, that's CDC just said
that's
fuck it.
no, that's gonna fuck everything up. No, that gives people excuses to defy the mask.
Yeah,
mandate.
CDC
like,
lifts
individual
indoor
stores,
mask
but-
guidance for vaccinated people. You can shed your mask.
I wish it would say in bold, unless the store says otherwise.
Anyone who is fully vaccinated can participate in indoor and outdoor activities, large or small, without wearing a mask or physical distancing. Oh, Jesus Christ. They should still be worn on planes, buses, trains, and other forms of public transportation, as well as in correctional facilities and homeless shelters. Lord. Oh, whatever. I used to have to stand in an ice chest filled with ice water after every practice for years. Yeah, dude, Cassidy, ice baths suck. I've never been a fan of ice baths. They're just brutal to deal with. But yeah, I've done cryotherapy before. I've never done it while I'm training though, so I cannot testify as to the efficacy of it. But I have done a cryotherapy session just out of sheer curiosity. Already went maskless at the store today. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm chilling on that. I'm gonna give it a little bit. I'm gonna wait until our vaccine numbers spike up before I start just walking around without a mask.
And did you see? We did a little chastising last night due to the fucking stupid ass Americans who are hoarding gas right now. Mostly on the East Coast. South Carolina had a woman who was hoarding gas, and on her way back from the gas station got into a car accident. Yeah. Whoosh.
Yeah, I heard about that. I saw that on Reddit actually.
Yeah. There've been a bunch of really good ones. There was the Hummer that we showed last night. No, that wasn't the Hummer Rev. That's a different one entirely. We showed that one. Yeah, she lost control of the vehicle. So basically she lost control of the vehicle after being chased by the cops a certain distance, flipped it off, went off the roadway, flipped the vehicle, and it immediately caught fire and multiple explosions from inside the vehicle. Oh, yeah. She, I do believe, I think the phrase that they used was she was witnessed exiting the vehicle while on fire. The cops, the deputies apparently threw her to the ground and put her out. Hey there, Elliot. No, there's no video of it. Existential.
Right.
Basically, a pipeline was in computer systems relating to a pipeline management organization had an infection of ransomware, and as such, they shut down all of their organizational computers, causing an issue with transportation of petroleum product along this pipeline for approximately 5 days or so, thus causing toilet paper 2.0. Yeah.
I can't with these fucking people.
Yeah, it's
All right, so I'm on a vaccine wait list finally.
Hey.
I mean, not just the regional, hey, we're tracking how many bodies. I mean, I've got a date and a location, so I'm pretty happy.
Good. You're on a wait list, correct? You don't have an appointment.
No, I have an appointment now.
Oh,
I have
okay.
An actual appointment.
Well, that's good.
Good.
Yeah, I don't know what the status of me giving blood anymore is. Oh my.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, as a gay male, quite frankly, I'm kind of annoyed anyway. They don't get my blood, even if they finally want it. After a lifetime of being told no, you don't get it anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Hi, you could have. How dare you want to give blood like a normal, honest citizen?
They tried and they wouldn't take it because some asshole prescribed you lithium once. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of fucking reasons that they won't do it.
I'm obese. I feel like, well, I'm not obese really as much anymore. I think I'm pretty much off of that edge anymore. Doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure they would turn me away just for that.
Oh yeah, boss. That's been the policy for ages. Yeah, gay males aren't allowed to donate blood. Or for many, 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 many years, we weren't allowed. So.
If you like sticking your pecker in a pooper, they don't want you around, apparently.
Yeah.
Yet they never asked if you and your spouse are really into anal.
Straya, you can't donate if you're a male and had sex with another male in the last year. There you go. Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, even if they wanted it, I'm kind of, too bad. I'm, yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, bless your heart. Oh, and let's see. It was an account created 7 days ago, too. Always love. My favorite thing in the world is when people with a, basically brand new account come in and say some chuddery shit right out of the gate. That's always a sign of somebody who's willing to engage in good faith and somebody who's gonna, yeah. No.
Socialism will never work. Capitalism is the end goal for human society.
Oh, sweetheart. Boo-boo peanut.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. Mitre, I'm having fun. Just leave it be for the moment, at least. Please and thank you. So, please, Nut 1044, inform me. You know nothing about me, really. And I'm betting you have no political science or civics education to speak of. So this is kind of an uphill battle for you. But please inform me as to how I can better myself. What about right-wing ideology is correct? Oh, yes, and don't forget Tink Tink. Yes, exactly, Tink Tink. Yeah, I had civics in 7th grade. Does that count? Yes, Mitre should. It's what we pay him for. Thank you, Mitre, though.
Amazing.
Yeah, please help fix me. I'm clearly broken, in your opinion. Yes. Well, I do know that you're a leftist. You have Antifa iconography on your sub button. You call yourself politically radical, and your stream title says that this is an anarchist stream. So I can pin you down somewhere in the militant left, alt-left pipeline. I love the adoption by the alt-right. They're like, well, turnabout is fair play, right? So here's the thing. I am an anarchist, right? Militant probably doesn't apply. Alternative left, well, we've kind of always been the left, as it were. We've been a defining characteristic of the spectrum, historically and contemporarily. So there's that. Oh, lovely. But basically every single variant of leftism has already been attempted. It generally has failed. It's failed socially by creating totalitarian social systems such as the USSR, and failed economically with breadlines. Hey, didn't we just have those too? Interesting. I seem to recall. Oh, that's right. It's more people living on breadlines recently in the U.S. than ever before. And also some of the highest unemployment numbers ever. But anyway, widespread supply shortages. Oh, like toilet paper and gasoline. Interesting. Where did I hear about that recently too? and mass tech theft from capitalist countries in countries, again, like USSR. So that just happened.
Yeah.
And I don't feel bad about it.
Also, if we're going to start talking about like totalitarianism, right-wing ideology doesn't have a good history there. You know, Nazi Germany, fucking Pinochet's fucking Chile, literally anywhere across the U.S. or anywhere where imperialism has been done. Japan's fucking bullshit. Like we've the right wing has seen its fair share of horrific genocides and failed countries and shit.
Oh, anyway, I need to finish reading this diatribe. See, here's the thing about your neoliberal hypercapitalist model that you're advocating for there, nut. Are
we just gonna ignore things like the Great Depression, nut?
In the 8 to 12 year boom and bust cycle of hypercapitalism that it relies upon, the pump and dump cycle, the ever increasing levels of inequality and inequity within society, the fact that it's coercive and oppression inherently, the fact that people starve to death and go without medicine because of the capitalist dictates within their society. The fact that we literally turn war into a profiteering exercise, the likes of which nobody has ever seen before. The fact that our policing system is based upon the greed that is foundational, that is a foundational concept to capitalism. But hey, you know, it's got time for nuance, right? As for the fact that it's never been tried before, you literally didn't talk about any anarchism whatsoever. I'm an anarchist. I'm not a Marxist. You immediately went to the USSR because it's probably the only example of leftism that you can pull out of your ass. But the fact of the matter is the anarchistic Republic of Kosovo lasted for 375 years, which is longer than the United States at this point. The fact of the matter is that anarchism predates the United States. It predates capitalism, and it will post-date it as well. It's not going anywhere. It continues to exist. And it will continue to exist. It's a great organizational methodology and lens of analysis for those that have a certain level of political experience and activism and organizational understanding. But hey, that's neither here nor there. You want to talk about the economics of the USSR versus the economics of neoliberal capitalist America. Fine, let's do that. But I mean, yeah, again, USSR, China. Again, nut, you don't know who I am. You don't understand that I'm not a fan of the USSR. That the USSR is responsible for more anarchist deaths than just about any nation state in the history of mankind. That the Maoist purges of anarchists, not a great era either, right? You're arguing from a position because you've characterized me into as something that I'm not. I'm not an advocate for those things. So, USSR sucked. Yes, it did. Wow. You really, you got me there, Tink Tink.
You know what else sucked? Fucking British occupation of India and what went down there.
See, you do understand that there is other space within the left than just the USSR, right? Oh, wait, no, you don't. Never mind. Sorry, I'm asking hypothetical questions of somebody who doesn't have a political science education and is condescending to start with. So, you know, fun. Quick, type faster. Type faster. Mention China and the USSR again, too, while you're at it. He's gonna caboose. We'll see. Yeah, I've spent more time fighting tankies over on the left than I have chuds like you over on the right. Right? So, hitting me with the USSR and Maoist China is one of the most laughable moments possibly ever. I will give you credit. You're a fairly decent typist.
Oh my god.
You pump out a fair amount of content fast.
This motherfucker is literally just saying that he literally did the colonialism is justified because it brought economic productivity to the region. Holy shit.
Oh, wow. He really is doing it, isn't he?
No, just straight up. Like, yeah, fuck it. They
Okay,
brought...
so he's making the same stupid argument as a goddamn Nazi furry who just shared in chat today.
Why?
Like,
why is that... Karina, why is that a thing? Why did you have to bring that to my attention?
Oh,
what?
That Nazi furries are a thing? Or
yes.
furry Nazis?
I didn't...
Yeah.
They've been a thing for a long time.
I could have lived my whole life, a nice long life, without ever having to hear about that shit. I just, you did me real dirty here, Karina. All right, I just know this is on you. All right,
no, not.
You made my existence on Earth a little bit worse.
Look, I'm just gonna stop you there. I'm done. I'm done engaging. The fact that you're attempting to make the argument that really the slaves had it better off because of their slave masters, we're pretty much done. We're done.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, he's like just straight up like, yeah, colonization's justified. Yeah, cool.
Like, there's no conversation to be had here.
Yeah, this
so
guy's a fucking
I wish
idiot.
you well. I wish you well. I wish you the best. No Nut, you came in here and immediately started this. So without even like introducing yourself and being like, hey, I'm right wing and conservative. I'd love to have a conversation. Maybe I could change your mind. No, you were aggressive from moment one, word one. And you were kind of a dick the whole way through. And now you're just attempting to justify slavery. So it's not really a good look for you. And frankly, it's Friday and we're all kind of in a good mood. I got a good workout in today, and I'm really not in the mood to try and communicate effectively with somebody who unironically believes that colonial slave masters were doing their chattel slaves a favor by civilizing them. So you can fuck right off. Any other day, I'd probably entertain this a lot longer than I'm going to tonight. But let's just put it this way. Not only have you failed to change my mind, you in fact have convinced me that, yes, a significant portion of the alt-right is racist. And I don't even like that as a broad brush stroke that because people on the left hit people on the right with that all the time. But you literally are making an argument for the fact that, well, they civilized them and they brought greater productivity, so they should be thankful. Bro. Just bro.
He literally thinks that the Indians would still have fucking sultans in the modern day.
So,
if the British.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to play you off.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
And we'll wrap that up with...
It's important to remember one thing. You're wrong.
Now, with that being said, I'm going to begin ignoring you and turn back to Karina and Kat. Now, what I'm going to do... Yep, I was about to say, what I'm going to do is tell Mitre, it's your decision to make. But Mitre, being the autonomous individual that he is, made that decision already. So Nut, I would like to say it's been lovely, but it certainly has been informative. That right out of the gate, you were aggressive, angry, insulting, and tried to make a claim that slavery was good.
Shit, I probably shouldn't talk about that.
So.
Wait, why are you still recording? Fine. Just be sure to edit it out. Anyways, as I was saying, this is Alex Jones, and I just wanted to teach the proletariat a few things about anarchism. Anarchism isn't about chaos. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Anarchism is about the people. It's about solidarity and mutual aid. It's about removing unjust authority and hierarchies. We should all be anarchists. The world would be a better place. Now, I'm going to apologize again to all those parents whose lives I ruined because I'm such a douchebag. Jones, out. All right, Kai, this has got to make us even for that incident you helped me out with.
Yeah, exactly, RV. What a great guy. I'm voting Republican now. Yep, convinced us. Yeah, it's just not, you sucked at what you were attempting to do. You didn't even trigger anybody. Nobody's really mad. Nobody's angry. We're just, you're another right-winger who tried to make the argument that slavery and colonialization was good and that the people who were colonized should be thankful because they were backward savages who were fixed and brought into the modern era by their slave masters. Like, it's just a terrible look for people on the right when people like you make that argument. So really, you're just doing a disservice to your fellow conservatives and right-wingers. So with that being said, fuck off, Tink Tink. So anyway.
Fuck off.
Yeah, I was looking at trying to make a fuck off, like, animated graphic of some kind, just yesterday or the day before, I forget when. Didn't find anything, like, I wasn't inspired enough. I didn't find anything that I could use as sort of like a raw material. Yeah. Whether it depends who's speaking, but largely social and fiscal conservatism are easy predictors as to whether somebody will be classified as right-wing or not.
All right. On that note, your boy's gonna bounce. I can feel a fat ass nap coming on. Yeah.
Oh,
after that.
In and out.
Yeah. I'm just fuck it.
Cat is entirely too stoned.
Yeah. I figured I might as well just tap out now instead of like just becoming a vegetable and like occasionally chiming in, you know. So
Fair
have
enough.
a good one. You guys have a good day. All that shit.
Catch you later.
I was hoping to educate him more about the furry Nazis and just see him get more and more concerned.
Furry Nazis.
Yeah, you don't think they're real. Very.
Yeah, casual. You did. Because I was already dealing with somebody making an argument that colonialism and slavery was good for the people who were colonized and enslaved. And then I felt like being smarmy. And RZ decided to be like, whoa, what was the exact comment? Fucking, I'll just pop it out. Fucking, stop laughing at typos when you certainly know what he meant. High horse won't help. And then some BC warrior emote. And after having to put up with his poorly informed OPSEC nonsense, like, I'm good. I'm good. Like, I needed a break from that for a moment while I dealt with somebody who was literally making the argument that slavery was a good thing for the slaves.
There's bad takes, and then there's that.
Are you talking to me, Iron Blood Bank? Like, I literally haven't even been paying a lick of attention to you. Like, are you actually talking to me? Because quite frankly, I wasn't even looking at anything you were putting in chat. Yeah, RV, feel free. Hey, Walata. Anyway. Yeah, so Karina, it looks like it's going to be one of those days. So
We're gonna get weird fuck after weird fuck.
I guess so. Like, it's going to be one of those days. I just wanted to chill Friday. Like, we could all sort of, like, enjoy our various dopamine and, like, you know, endogenous opioid hits from exercise and maybe get a little cannabis in us. Maybe somebody get a little ethanol in them leading into fucking Bad Movie Friday. But it looks like people are intent upon directing things down the path of fucking chuddery.
It's their way of life, and they don't understand why it makes them so miserable.
Cupcake. I don't play Subnautica, but I watched Carnage play it. And I know I think just wrapped up his run through of Subnautica, so I'll check out the VODs over on his YouTube channel. But I know Subnautica players love it. I don't like crafting games. I don't like crafty buildy games. They're not my thing. I don't want to have to schlep, 2 kilometers that way to find magic red ore and then schlep 3 kilometers that direction for sticks or whatever the fuck I need to get to build the thing, right? Like, that's not my idea of a fun time. But I enjoy watching people play. So, yeah.
I think most people more enjoy edited versions of those games because they don't want to like witness the grind with the person.
Yeah. Haven't beaten it yet, but fun as fuck. Ko is awesome. Ko is great. Ko is good people. I like Ko. You have an argument for CEOs I may want to hear. Well, given that your account was created literally 7 days ago, coincidentally, the person we just removed had an account created 7 days ago as well.
Color me skeptical.
Feel free to put it in chat, though. Sacriel's playthrough later is crazy Thessalophobia. That could be interesting, actually, casual. RV, I'm missing the Celtic anti-Sivir again.
He must have been something special. I'm sad I missed Wednesday.
Oh, he came back yesterday, too.
It wasn't the same energy.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't.
The same. Yeah.
Yeah, have a cry about it. Like, I'm sorry. It's Friday. I'm in a standard amount of pain, and I want a fun day. So here's what, hang on. Watch this. There we go. We're gonna do that. Essentially they give good brainworms. We're officially out of politics and over on just chatting. We'll see what that does. But yeah, new expectations and rule and like standards apply.
See if we can avoid some chuddery.
Feelings are reactionary.
By definition, yes.
Yeah, from what I saw, existential, he looks like he's gonna plead guilty. Yeah. So he's probably gonna get. We'll see what he gets charged with, though. We'll see what he goes down for. But yeah, it looks like Matt Gates he's probably fucked.
What are you to do at that point? Like, it's not just red-handed at this point, dude. You kept the receipts yourself.
He sent a
and we just found them.
He fucking put a memo line on a Venmo transaction for sex trafficking. Genius.
Like, give it to the girls for school, quote unquote.
Oh, this honestly sounds like the exact same take but reworked for CEOs. I have my suspicions here. Oh, this is brilliant. CEOs represent an antagonistic element in a company that has an incentive to keep wages low and thus saves the customers from having to pay a higher product price due to higher wages. Also, CEOs have a different set of skills from workers, which is why CEOs can be good CEOs, but workers can't automatically become good managers. Hence, without CEOs, all product prices across the economy would increase dramatically, which would hurt both workers and customers and overall production levels in the economy.
Okay. There's a lot of things a CEO and a CFO does. That's not one of them. But you school them more on this than I.
Well, sub, to you, I respond Dan Price. Go do your research. Sleep. So this is literally the Destiny argument with Richard Wolff. Good to know. Somebody just sort of whole cloth copied it. And Swede, are you still around? Just out of curiosity, Swede.
Hey, Cupcake.
See, but your supposition is predicated upon an assumption that keeping wages down in an economy so production can be high and prices low is a good thing. And again, I also point to Dan Price. Do your research. A CEO that literally slashed his own pay, increased the pay of his employees, and as a result saw the profit margin increase, saw overall productivity increase, and saw their market share grow as a result, which contradicts your supposition and your theorem directly. So, yeah.
Also, I'm curious about whether or not this guy has actually worked under a CEO, because I know a lot of software engineers who will say that the people who manage them don't actually know anything about what they're doing.
I mean, Estrella, that is true. Your dog, you do need a 50th yacht for your dog. I understand. That is necessity, right? When we talk about subsistence and material conditions, a 50th yacht for your dog to occasionally live on and vacation on separately from you, I get it. That's right up there with food and water, yeah. For real.
Who are we to judge there? Just survival.
I need a yacht for my yacht.
I need a ferry for my yacht.
Here, employers hire hit guys to kill you if you complain about wages, says Existential. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's that whole, like, Coca-Cola hiring hit squads to eliminate, eliminate political competition within a region. There's the whole banana republic in Central America. You know, the tobacco industries covering up their crime. I'm sure, you know, never mind that. Of course you don't understand who Dan... Of course you don't have any idea who Dan Price is. You're talking about something... Have you ever been a CEO? Have you ever do you have a business degree? Like, have you ever owned or operated a business? Do you have employees? Like, if you see the co-op? I mean, have you... Or are you just talking out of your ass? Because there's a lot of people in chat right now, and a lot of people in my community that have direct experience in these regards. I've run a halfway decent business. Fortunately, no, says Existential. Didn't Rutger Bregman have a good argument against CEOs and capitalism generally? I know he's a lib, but still. Sleep easy, maybe. So you study and understand the field well, and you study this field, and your hypothesis is that CEOs form an antagonistic element within a business that overall drive prices down, thus increasing productivity and a benefit to the economy as a whole. And you have no idea who Dan Price is, and you study this. Go study Dan Price, and then come back and talk to me. Because your studies are lacking. Start with Dan Price. I'm just giving you the first nibble. Start with Dan Price. Go read up on that. Come back to me and explain to me how this outlier is still that directly contradicts your theory. Why it should be excluded from the data set. Because that's what you're going to attempt to do. You're going to attempt to argue that Dan Price is an outlier and that it should be statistically excluded from the model. I want to hear why. He's not an economist. He's a CEO of a successful company who's kind of really well known. He's not an economist. He's literally the thing you're talking about. And while we're at it, let's do the capitalism drives down innovation, and productivity is not necessarily correlative to economic health. Because productivity and low wages is not actually good for the economy. See, we have high productivity and low wages right now, and in fact, more people are struggling right now than ever before in our economy. See, what needs to happen is a less antagonistic and a more symbiotic relationship needs establishing. Hence, see Dan Price.
Sub 24, you need to keep reading about Dan Price. Don't just stop at the headline, CEO lowers his wage to 770K. How much money does his other workers make?
And what were the ramifications? What were the knock-on effects of his policies within his company? Six years ago, he raised his company's minimum wage to $70,000 a year. Minimum wage. $70,000 a year. Right? In that time, in that 6 years, he tripled his revenue. They're now officially a Harvard Business School case study. And their employees had a 10 times boom in the houses they purchased. Their revenue tripled, headcount grew by 70%, customer base doubled, babies by the Babies had by the staff increased by over 10 times. 70% of employees had eliminated their overall debt within their life. 10 times increase in the homes that the employees bought. 401k contributions increased by 155%. Turnover dropped by half. You think any of this has ramifications for the surrounding economy as well? They expanded. They opened new offices as well. Customer attrition fell 25% below the national average. The highest paid employee makes 4 times what the lowest paid employee, down from 33 times. Right? They are literally a business school, Harvard Business School case study in how how a CEO who operates a business can do it in the most effective manner. And
I'm just thinking about how many daycare jobs opened up just because of those new, booming kids.
Real estate market, property taxes, housing, service industries. I mean, literally, like the spider web of economic growth that is attributable to just his business alone. Because he took a pay cut as a CEO and made $70,000 a year the minimum wage with no unpaid interns whatsoever in the company. Okay, imagine a minimum wage of $70,000 a year.
Can't really.
Yeah.
But,
Right? This is literally antithetical to your argument.
Now I'm curious about sub 24. You don't need to get specific, but like, what do you actually do for work? Do you have a boss and a CEO, or are you a boss?
You're right. Well, no, you're right, sub 24. You're right. Harvard Business School knows nothing compared to you. You are a superior economist and business analyst. Look, I bow to your superior knowledge. Literally fucking saying, in sum total, his decision is a mistake because the maths of lowering one person's salary and maths of increasing a lot of people's salary. If he halved his salary, for example, by 75,050 employees, he would only be able to raise their wage by 1.5. Again, oh, are we doing it? We're doing it.
all right, sub 24. How many people do you employ?
Nah, they can't respond. Estrella has spent the 30,000.
Oh.
Yeah,
You know
Estrella
what?
can't
You
respond.
saved up for it.
So that's just that. And I run my own company. Yeah, so did I. Fucking service literally 10-digit companies, right? Like circles I ran in. You're nothing special. Like 10 minutes to draft an essay. Yeah, Xbox, no. Expo no skill. I'm doing a report for my AP seminar class. How old are you? About legal consent age around the world, and I was wondering if I could get your thoughts about the legal consent age in Japan being 13. No problem if you don't want to answer. I think the age of consent should be 25. There's my answer. The legal age of consent should be 25. That's when we know brain development has reached a point of maturity and that all of the important processes, cognitive processes, have been developed. Anything short of that, it's just a weird conversation, right? You're not an adult, technically. Physiologically speaking, you're not an adult, and it's just varying degrees of social norm acceptance. 25. There's the age of consent. Anybody under it shouldn't be able to drink. They shouldn't be able to make any decisions for themselves. They shouldn't be able to smoke. Everything else should be run through a higher power. Is that what you want? Because this is where it gets weird, right? Because it's arbitrary. It's an arbitrary number. 16, 18. Is there a difference between a 16 and an 18-year-old? No, not really.
Much rather age of consent laws be based off of the two partners involved, not just one person's age.
There should be a rubber banding. Realistically, there should. Yeah, there should be a rubber banding. But that's not how we do things anymore, right? Like, that's just, we put arbitrary dates on things. And so 18, 21, 16, these are essentially the same number. As far as psychological and physiological development goes, I think if you're comfortable with an age of consent at 18, then you should be comfortable with an age of consent at 16. And if you're comfortable with an age of consent at 16, what's the difference between a 15 and a 16-year-old, right? You see how weird and uncomfortable this conversation gets with these arbitrary decisions that we make? Age of consent is a very sticky topic. It's a very touchy topic. So you either argue for the outright frontal cortex development and you say 25, or you say, well, there's actually nuance to it. Whether rubber banding is a term that's generally used within video game spaces these days, but it's used elsewhere as well. Basically, it means to attach one node to another node, but to allow for flexing between them. And so you can have sort of like, okay, so if the age of consent is sort of defined by this rubber banding process, then you can have like, sure, one person is 16, one person can be 14. But you move one of these and the rubber band sort of responds. And so if that number comes up to 21, then it's no longer 14 or 15. Maybe it should be 16 or 17, right? If it's 30, then we're talking 18, right? Rubber banding.
Honestly, if it's 30, I'm going like, I think it should be at 21 at that point. I think it's very predatory when you get around the just turn legal ages.
Yeah, AC speaks truth on psychological development. I mean, that's the thing, is you're not equipped to make these decisions at age 18. But we as a society, at least for the United States, have decided that at age 18, it is entirely... I'm 30 and I agree. We have decided collectively as a society, in the United States at least, that the age of 18... you are allowed to sign up and die. You are allowed to, for the military, you are allowed to take out $100,000 loans for a future that you're uncertain about at that point, right? Like, we're comfortable with somebody who's 18 making these massive decisions, even though we understand their psychological developmental processes are not done yet. So if we're comfortable with that, if we're comfortable with somebody deciding when we know for a fact that their psychological developmental processes are not done yet, and we are comfortable with them signing up for war to go fight and die or be maimed and encounter horrific situations that will traumatize them for life at the age of 18, then we should be comfortable with a 16-year-old choosing who they get to fuck, because there's functionally no difference between a 16 and an 18-year-old.
I genuinely think if we ever get to the point where we require a draft, it should start 40 and up so that the youth actually can make it to the next generation rather than blasting away.
There was, back in 1916, I believe, there was an attempt to pass a constitutional amendment in the United States that would have been world-changing. Basically, they wanted to pass an amendment that required a national popular vote for declarations of war, and it was to be a non-anonymized vote. So anybody who voted yay signed up for the war.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. That was
it.
Yeah, that was an actual constitutional amendment that was attempted to be passed. I believe the year was 1916.
I subscribe to this. If you're elderly, okay, we need comm operators.
Yeah. I'm 100% on board as well. Like, we should all just vote on it And if you vote yes, then congratulations, you're signing up for service. How important is that war?
Unless it is a overwhelmingly unanimous, I guess not unanimous, but an overwhelmingly popular vote. Like, I'm going to be honest, if we had that vote after 9/11, I'm pretty sure you would see an astonishingly high yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. And whether can we go for that again? I'd love to see that pass. That would be amazing. Not 100% on that. Rev, what about selective services? Yeah, women have to sign up for selective services now too. That's fucking hilarious. I was one of the last, I remember when fucking we had to fill out our selective service cards in high school. And fucking turn 18 and you have to fill out your selective service card that basically says, yeah, the United States may actually fucking draft you. Like, this is still, it's a bit of an antiquated ancillary system, such as, the appendix of the human body, but it's still a thing we do. Yeah, Rev, yay.
In Canada, sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. It's fine.
I was just going to say, in Canada, if you sign up for any of the cadets, one of the first sign-up sheets that you do when joining, not say, like, once you've done it for years and you're well-situated and you're like, yeah, this is a community I appreciate. No, while joining, they do slip in a selective draft form. So while you're at the age of 13, you can agree that if by the time there's a draft and you turn 18, you will be one of the first people signed up.
Oh, interesting. So the selective service still isn't actually requiring women, to technically sign up. You can. But apparently the law as it is at present written, still has male persons in the language. But there is, based on a January 24th, 2013 unanimous recommendation by the Joint Chiefs of Staff, they ended the direct ground combat exclusion rule for female service members, and the project is still ongoing as to fully implement the forced selective service registration for female persons in America. Yeah.
Have a pee-pee, get fucked.
Can a 13-year-old be held accountable legally, though? Have you ever seen a black kid who got involved in a shooting? We'll try a 12-year-old boy as an adult if he's black in this country. Yeah. Yeah, that's 100%.
Signing up for cadets requires your parents' approval in the first place, and assumes all documentation you sign via them is parental approved.
Yep. I just typed here. Well, all right. So I just typed in 12-year-old tried as an adult, right? First thing that pops up.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Ace. It ain't no joke. No, it isn't. Like, you show me a black 12-year-old boy, I'll show you somebody who's getting tried as an adult. In that instance, let me go check what they did. I mean, they fucked up. It was a shooting. I'm not saying they shouldn't be in the system, that they shouldn't have some, like, therapy and, social services involved, for sure. But, yeah. 12-year-old charged with first-degree murder alongside a 15-year-old. So.
Not excessive at all.
Just chatting. I think there should be an entirely different process for children. I think there should be an entirely different process for adults as well. The system's fucking broken. I mean, there's no way around that. But, I mean, the conversation, if you want to start it, should be like, hey, a 12-year-old has no real fucking idea what they're doing and the long-term ramifications of it. I'm sorry, they just don't. So, if you're going to try a 12-year-old as an adult, then the concept of adulthood is bullshit, and we should just throw it out the window. Because if a 12-year-old is an adult, then 12-year-olds should be able to drink and smoke legally. 12-year-olds should be able to sign up for military service.
12-year-olds should be able to find a hooker and fuck.
Yeah. Like, if that's the argument we're making, which is apparently the argument that prosecutor, that district attorney and prosecutor's office wanted to make, then all right, fine, let's make that argument. But hey, Tack, the argument is kind of fucked, right? Like 12-year-olds are technically adults now. All right. But that opens the door to a very uncomfortable conversation. Just chatting. Problem is that the victims' families always get upset. They should just be quiet. Well, I mean, they shouldn't necessarily be quiet, but I mean, this is the point of the legal system, right? Human emotion is red hot and very immediate and quick, and the legal system is slow, protracted, drawn out, and impartial to counterbalance that. And I mean, there is reason to it.
This is reminding me of a really good episode of Voyager, where they happen to come across a planet whose entire legal system is from the perspective of the victim.
Oh!
Because it's entirely their value on the situation that dictates how it goes out, and it's utter fucking chaos.
Is that the one that they... do they use some sort of like neurotransplant sort of situation?
Specifically, it is a character they are moving, like a prisoner has a physical brain disability that has caused them to become psychotic. And the doctor is just like, oh, we figured out how to fix this like 80 years ago on Earth. Boop. How do you feel? And the guy's nothing but remorseful and is actually trying to turn his life around. And by our court standards, that would be enough for him to be able to like be rehabilitated.
Can you get me an episode title on that? I don't remember that. Voyager is my Star Trek series, and yeah, I don't particularly remember that one. So yeah, if you can give me a title on that one.
See if I can.
Nice, Rev. Cocaine, yeah. All right, let's see. Let's see if there was any headlines from today, because I was fucking working out prior to. Oh, is that today? Is today 14, 17? Yeah, it's today. Today is the 35th anniversary of the Move bombing. Oh, interesting. For those that, I mean, if you're a regular on my channel, you already know about the Move bombing. But for those that don't, here are some pictures from the Move bombing. See if I can get the helicopter shot as well. There it is. There's my favorite shot. Is it May 13th, right? Oh, it was yesterday. We've already rotated. Yeah, it was 14 hours. Okay, so it was yesterday that was the anniversary. The Move organization basically was a black separatist group that got into a conflict with the Philadelphia Police Department, and it escalated from there. Nice weather. Do I have just a... No.
Amazing.
They got into a conflict with the Philadelphia Police Department. The Philadelphia Police Department opened fire. The Move headquarters was Land back. Was based in a residential neighborhood. When the after action report was done and they started collecting the casings for the ammunition, what they found, they stopped counting at 10,000 rounds. So at least 10,000 rounds were thrown at this residential complex by the Philadelphia Police Department. But the Philadelphia Police Department, in coordination with the Pennsylvania State Police, in coordination with the FBI supplied them with explosives, which we saw being dropped from the helicopter there. That is literally the explosives being dropped from the helicopter. It was caught live on TV. There is the satchel as it got dropped, and here is the end result of it. And they bombed the ever-loving shit out of this neighborhood. And this is, here we can sort of see, there's a larger picture. It's basically a square block worth of houses that got leveled.
Sorry, what was the inciting cause of this specifically?
Let's see. I do believe, and by the way, they were black militant and prims. The inciting incident was, didn't they want to? Yeah, they wanted to clear the building. They went in with like they attempted to clear the building and execute an arrest warrant. And so they showed up with 500 police officers. And they shut off the water and electricity in the area, trying to force them out. And this escalated into a full-blown armed conflict. And so, yeah, it went from there.
These weren't just squatters. This was a neighborhood.
Yeah, it was a neighborhood.
That's fucked up.
That is the move bombing.
We see you live here, and we've decided we deny that right to live.
Lotta. Oh, I thought move bombing was the fact that when black people moved, the new house would be bombed as a welcome to the neighborhood present. Too many horrible things to give them unique names. Oh, Estrella. And also, yes, hashtag landback. Oh, the shit being... Oh, damn. Oh, damn. All right. Fucking, yeah, sub apparently blew up. Oh, look at fucking Kaiser and his bow laying out in the grass. How sweet and adorable. Or disgusting, depending on your opinion on romantic relationships. But you're welcome to it, Kaiser. Apparently Sub was fucking dropping tons of whispers over at Premarital. Premarital, you certainly do seem to attract them. I don't know why they always seem to go for you.
Before I turned my whispers off, I would get that shit too, so...
Oh, yeah. There's only one way. You can't open it up. You can't. People are... I don't know what it is about the parasocial relationship, but... Yeah. And, oh, by the way, to that point, I saw it somewhere in there. Something about fucking... Oh, is he fucking standing Elon? Oh my god, what is it with these fucking right-wingers standing Elon all the time?
I couldn't tell.
I mean... Yes, Rev. A fucking another one. Like, they just all want to lick his balls. Like, right? Like, that's all I can tell. Is I think secretly they all just kind of want to fondle his balls. It's weird.
They'd never admit it.
Info. Let's see. It's okay. Info. It's okay. And info, if you wanted to, like, again, I don't encourage people to, but you could jump over to my Patreon and use that if you wanted to do that. Patreon.com/proudlyradical. You can use that if you want. Look, not telling you to do it, but if you wanted to do it, you could use Patreon instead. That's up to you.
There actually is a way, I think, to connect your Patreon and your Twitch where it will auto sub you if you're a patron.
Is there?
I know at least for some, I had to link my Twitch account to become a patron.
Oh, well, I don't think that auto subs you over on Twitch.
I don't think it did, but I think it is one of the options. I'd hope so.
Yeah.
But it would probably have like a mandatory price for your sub.
Elliot, rich man funny. Ha ha ha.
Rich man doing bad accents, tanking his own fucking crypto.
Oh god. Subs making the argument about. Okay. You do realize the most productive period of the greatest period of economic growth and the greatest productive area of growth for our economic gains in America, since you're so obsessed with this system, was when the tax rate was at 94% with an effective tax rate of 64%, right? For the highest category, for the highest tax bracket. Right? Like, if taxes are too high, the highest rate of growth this country has ever seen and the greatest gains this country has ever seen was seen under a 94% tax rate. Effective 64. Like, it's just not a thing. Regulations there's just too much. We need less regulations and we need lower taxes and we need, it's that sort of fucking...
Okay, sub 24. I'm gonna take a wild guess here. You're not European, right? You live in the U.S.
Of course they are. They're anti-union. %100% tax rate.
No benefit to the conglomeration of power, unless it's under one person.
The reason why.
Holy fuck! No. I'm sorry, casual. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna cut you off. Hey, sub. Fuck you. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Union busting, the best kind of busting. Like the Pinkertons when they were conducting assassinations. Right? Like fire bombings of union offices. Best kind of fucking busting. Yeah. That's exactly what I would expect from your type of person. Sorry, casual. Just had to put that out there. Continue.
No problem. I was just gonna. Actually, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
Just a horrible human being who has never lived under another system, I'm sure. Like, this smacks of, like you said, like somebody who lives in America.
Okay, now I remember what I was gonna ask. He says in the 1970s, all the jobs left, manufacturing jobs left the U.S. But, like, who actually sent the jobs overseas, and why did they do it?
Capitalists? Because they wanted to increase their profit margins? Your manufacturing jobs were sent because we outgrew the manufacturing sector. The fact of the matter is that it is, if you study economics to any degree, what you find is that there's an evolutionary and growth cycle involving the economic development of a nation state. And eventually the nation state outgrows the manufacturing sector. And what they do is they become a consumption-based economy. That's what you can see China attempting to transition to in right now. We transitioned into a consumption-based economy quite a while ago because our developmental cycle is advanced compared to a lot of nation states. But hey, you know, it's not like we don't have world-class economists in the community already who could explain this. God, I wish Swede were here. Like, I wish Swede were here. Just be like, just handle it, Swede.
It's like, I have the sound bite to tell them they're wrong. Can you explain that?
Oh, yeah, we've got no working class whatsoever. Yeah, to a degree, no working class. Yeah, for sure. For sure, that's an accurate analysis. Oh, is he fucking actually saying liberals are left wing?
He's like most U.S. chuds. He doesn't understand overton windows.
Of course
or
not.
Not even chuds, just like the American population as a whole.
Just the absolute lack of political science education? Yeah.
Thank you. Watch this space. Who is that actually right of Trump there on the American political
that's
spectrum?
Stephen Miller.
Stephen Miller.
He was one of Trump's people. He's basically a fucking, I mean, his own rabbi denounced him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you're part of a church and your church leader is denouncing you, I'm sorry, you fucked up because you're probably doing stuff in their favor.
Sub 24, if you think everyone on that picture is left wing, how far right wing are you?
Far enough to be worthless. It's not worth talking to people who don't understand that well. Did they literally say that? You're a centrist. Oh, you're an enlightened centrist. No, you're not. By the way, you're not. Economically, you're economically you are a fiscal conservative. You are right wing economically. I don't know your social outlook, but based off of probably how you feel about working class people and probably immigrants, I'd have to say you're probably socially conservative as well. But I'd love to see an 8V test of you. That would be interesting. So let's see. So all of this is like left, right? All right, cool. All right, I just wanted to look at it myself, like, you know. Yeah. Good to know. Good to know. Nice, Estrella. That one really amused Mexico. Thank you. Actually meant me, but, you know, yeah. American centrists are just right-wing conservatives. Yeah, usually. Enlightened centrists tend to be people, they tend to be like the ANCAP crew. They utilize an inorganic bad faith linguistic cover for their shit position they don't want to actually occupy. Right? Like that's usually what's occurring there. Is like, oh, I'm not right-wing, I'm not conservative, I'm a centrist. Yeah, and then you talk to them and you're like,
or I'm a classical liberal.
Yeah, you talk to them for a few minutes, you're like, yeah, you're a monarchist.
You want to kneel behind some big daddy with a lot of money so you can leech off of them for more money.
Oh, it's got a timeout on it, RV. So I will just copy and paste for you. There you go. Oh, do they not understand how the Overton? They really don't. They don't understand how the Overton window works. That's hilarious. Classical liberal, the old Sargon of a god reference response, says Elliot. I never fucking I've never watched. I couldn't even. If you showed me a picture of Sargon, I'd be like, I don't know who that is.
Well, simply put, Sargon is a fat fuck who likes to talk very slowly and intellectually to convince you that he's thinking clearly and well thought out. Incorrigibly, though, he's actually a daft cunt who hates immigrants and does everything in his power to treat them like monsters in Britain.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I just pulled up a photo of him. I legitimately wouldn't be able to pull this dude out of a lineup.
Neck beard. That is like the issue is he is the epitome of like what a neck beard looks like, to the point of when he first came out, he proudly wore a neck beard when his videos were first going.
Lovely. Is he the one that used to go out with shoe on head? Ask me, Trey.
No.
No. Shu went out with armored skeptic. I'm not sure if they're still going out or not, but he's not the same guy as armored skeptic. Is not the same guy as
he was nowhere near as toxic as the other alt-right community. He made videos to pander to the same audience for a while, realized how wrong it was, and Shu chewed him out for it. And that's kind of also why they broke up, because she's like, hey, you need to get your shit in order. So all he does now is make content that makes him happy. He makes shit on crypto monsters and then debunks them. That's his fun. And I love what his channel has turned into.
Interesting. Yeah, I've legitimately never listened to him. I mean, we all know I don't engage in those arenas. Straya, I'm sorry your college failed you.
He also really wasn't that political, and then people kept asking for his political takes when the anti-feminist crowd really started speaking up and demanding content from him.
He was an angry SJW. All right. Or anti SJW. All right.
Yeah, anti SJW. Yeah, he was an anti SJW, but it was the best way I could put it, for the grift. It really seems like it.
Rev, I gotta tell you, like, just apropos of that, Rev. Rev said, I like Thunderfoot's Musk videos, but I'm afraid to watch anything he else does. I gotta tell you, this is my own thing. All right, I'm just gonna do this. I find that people on the left and the right need to develop a better immune system.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. Why the fuck can't you sit down and watch Count Dankula? He's funny as fuck. He's funny. There's no getting around that. He's funny. Well, but the Nazi salute, and he's problematic. And if you can't handle that, I'm sorry. How are you going to handle organizing down on the docks? Right? Like, I worry about these, like, political activist types that have zero tolerance or zero capability to engage with people or in spaces that are problematic. And I just, it's like, oh, Thunderfoot's fucking, he has a hard-on for going after feminists. He's got a bunch of anti-feminist critiques. He's got a bunch of anti-SJW critiques. So, and?
He's also got a lot of really cool debunking bad science videos that are very informative and well-researched.
So just, ignore him, that's... I don't understand people's inability anymore to just sort of tune out certain stuff. The fact that, we've surrendered that amount of power over to each other that somebody saying something will just make it like it makes it impossible to consume any of their other content. It's like I hate to break it to you folks, but basically all of history is problematic. Like every philosopher, theorist, activist, director, author, poet, they've all had shit takes of one sort or another. And if we start canceling everybody for everything, we're fucked. So, I mean, I'm not saying you have to sit down and watch these people, but for the love of God, folks, like, thicken your skin a little bit. Yeah.
I also don't, like, we've talked about this before. Would you want to be judged for shit that you said 5 years ago if you know you've changed since then? If you give media people no opportunity to make those changes and you're not willing to look at their current person as a separate entity, then you're not really into the idea of rehabilitation. You would much rather see them get some comeuppance that you're expecting them to receive.
Whether that happens with people who have incorrect and idiotic takes. Chat tends to engage heavily, shall we say. Exactly. I hear you, me, Trey, but there's something there. You know what I'm feeling there, me, Trey. Like, I know you know what like, we've spent enough time talking to each other. You know where my head is on that one. I don't need to explain it to you. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sourcing, for sure. People should be striving to be better every day, and we need to give each other some space to actually do that.
All right, Sub, I want you to get one thing into your head if I can. I'm going to try and make this as calmly placed. Taxation is not punishment. It is your allowance for your part in society. You use roads, you take advantage of like workers and public systems. If you own businesses, the government is doing a lot on the back end to help that function. Like, come on. You're using power systems and all that. Well, that isn't only via your bills, it also is via taxes. Just accept it that the rich use more and deserve more taxes. Why would you be hung up here?
Because they see
Also,
themselves
Go ahead.
see themselves as the potential next Elon Musk, because he's got a diluted self-image in his head about how he's an entrepreneur and a business owner and could potentially be the next Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, and he wants a fucking, doesn't want to be taxed.
But I thought Elon likes to posture himself as someone who doesn't take a lot home with him.
They're greedy.
And he leaves it in the company.
Yeah, they're greedy. That's the end of the day. They're greedy.
Yeah.
Pride and greed. Pride and greed. Oh, premarital, Jesus.
Wait a minute. Try something on your Elon Musk body pillow. Oh. I can't even hear when coping's happening now on our end. Cup.
Hey, Nick. Welcome.
Also, Sub 24, just for the record, the Hill is not the only. It's a study from the Congressional Budget Office. The Hill is not the only people who report on this. It's from the government. It's a government study.
Oh, well, then it definitely can't be trusted. You can't win with these people, folks. It's like the other idiot that was making the argument about like colonialism and slavery, or is it the same person? Honestly, chuds occupy the exact same. I've allocated a memory space in my brain for chuddery, and I don't allow it out of it. So there's a lot of overwrite and overlap. I don't even know if Sub is the same guy that was making the argument that colonialism and slavery is basically good for those that are colonized. They're the same thing in my head.
I thought that was nut.
Maybe.
Either way, they're all nuts.
Like I said, it's the same memory space. I don't give them extra memory space. Wither, what company would you say you hate the most in my experience? Johnson & Johnson. And if today they announced they completely made the switch to a workers' co-op, would you buy from them? No. Johnson & Johnson. Johnson & Johnson made the experimental vaginal mesh that they did not get FDA approval for, that they implanted unknowingly into my mother, that eroded, caused necrosis of the tissue, merged with surrounding areas, and caused almost killed her, and destroyed a good portion of her insides, shall we say. So Johnson & Johnson is on my list, as it were. It's personal, right? It's not a matter of like who's done the most harm and, you know, that sort of thing. Johnson & Johnson reached out and touched my family and fucked my mom up. So Johnson & Johnson. And if they went to a workers' co-op tomorrow, I still wouldn't purchase from them. So yeah.
Sub 24, capitalism is the reason that black people were enslaved in the first place. You do realize that, right?
You don't need to go to another country for slaves. In feudalism, your people already are them. In capitalism, you like to put up the visage that your people are free, and then the new people you bring in are the slaves instead, so that you can gain money.
TAC, I really don't track that to a huge degree. Oh, jeez, existential. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too. But let's see, what did you like? Okay, so yeah, income isn't really done by viewers, but done by subscriptions. And I mean, I can at least help you out with some of that. Hang on. Are we allowed to share that? Does anybody fucking know the TOS on that shit? Are we allowed to I know YouTubers aren't allowed to share or talk about that stuff, and it's contractual for them.
And yet you can go onto a fucking just website and check?
That's a whole thing for them, I know, but let's see. I'm going to give you rough numbers, TAC. None of this is like specifically accurate. Oh shit, that yeah, god damn it. We'll say like that-ish. I don't have like I hooked you up with the sub information, TAC. I don't have like, and that's just this month. It varies per month. All the other stuff I don't track. I don't have specifics on that one. She used her products all her life. Oh man, existential. Yeah, was your mom one of the talcum powder cases? That was dirty as fuck. Yeah, dude, Johnson & Johnson. Yeah, they're mine.
Okay, so you sound like a Zoomer every time they think about PETA. Because, like,
And baby
If you
oil.
want to bring up like generational, what is like a company that like a generation hates? Like PETA is the one for Zoomers because of the sheer hypocrisy to it. They would fucking destroy it with every bit of their heart if they had the opportunity.
I mean, if I wanted to go like magnanimous on this and say like, abstract it so it's not personal, and we just wanted to fix some shit, Nestle would be a pretty good candidate to get rid of.
That actually is my personal.
Yeah.
Nestle is my personal because of their bullshit in South America.
Which bullshit?
I got very radicalized on hating Nestle because of a documentary about breast formula.
Oh, that was Africa.
Sorry, baby. Oh, and South America was both.
Was it? Because the most infamous one
yeah.
was in Africa. Yeah, they did them
I
pretty
am aware
dirty.
that the most infamous was in Africa, but Nestle just won't get their fucking fingers out of South America, for their chocolate and
We could
using workers.
we could do
using counts as test sites.
we could also talk about Union Carbide, which most people don't know what they are even. But the Union Carbide was purchased by Dow Chemical. But a pederast is a kid fucker, sub. Union Carbide is responsible for the largest industrial accident in the history of mankind. It happened in a place called Bhopal, India. And essentially there was a poisonous gas leak one night, and thousands of people died, and to this date, hundreds of thousands are affected by it. And Union Carbide managed to kick the can down the road legally to the point where they were purchased by Dow Chemical, and then Dow Chemical said, we are not responsible for the previous actions of the company. And that was upheld legally. And so nobody has ever rectified the situation that Union Carbide caused in Bhopal.
That's disgusting.
And yeah. Dow, D-O-W. Yeah. Good old Dow Chemical. I have Estrella. Yeah, Dark Water is about the DuPont water dumping. Yeah. That is the appropriate usage of that emote, Sleep Easy, for sure. Info for sure. Agent Orange. Yeah. Trump Agent Orange. Sub, I'm literally not going to respond to anything you say. I'm literally, if you tag me, all I'm going to see is that you tagged me, and I'm going to move on. So anyway, so what'd you do with your day, Cupcake?
I was scaring myself a lot in Subnautica earlier. So that was I've been having a blast with the game. I love the original, and I've been waiting so long to get my new fix off of the new game, so it's been pretty satisfying so far.
The new game is still in work in progress right now, right? So I decided...
No, it came out of early access today, actually. It's officially released, officially done.
Okay. Fuck. Well, might need to see about maybe. I loved the first one. I did cheat through it to get it through faster, but that's only because the first one, in my opinion, was not balanced proper for its grind. Getting the spaceship parts was just frustrating.
Estrella, you're a mod. You can launch that poll yourself. So you could just make that happen. Ow. Oh, asleep. Yeah, that's Libby restaurant wear. For sure. Yeah. Straight effort. Oh wait, no, I can close that tab. All right, so let's see. What else did I have from the headlines for today? Oh look, another cop fucking shooting where the video shows that he did the exact opposite of what the deputies claimed him to have done. That's shocking.
Oh goodness.
Yes. Oh, look, that's actually kind of a good one. Dallas County prosecutor has been disbarred for withholding evidence after 2 men were cleared of capital murder charges. Let's name check this piece of shit. What is he?
Yeah.
Richard Rick E. Jackson, officially disbarred, failed to inform defense attorneys about evidence that would have cleared the individuals of capital murder. And you know what? While we're at it, let's fucking, like, if we're gonna name and shame, we might as well fucking shame, right? Here is Richard E. Jackson, the disgraced former Dallas County prosecutor who was forced to surrender his law license because he wrongfully and knowingly wrongfully convicted 2 men of supposedly killing a South Dallas pastor. So not only did he put 2 men potentially in danger of being executed because Texas, he also allowed a murderer to go free as a result of that. Oh, thanks.
Dude looks like a mix of Walter White and Bubbles from Trailer Park. And damn, he's just as stupid as Bubbles and just as corrupt as Walter White. Good for you, dipshit.
Let's see. Oh, he got banned.
Who got banned?
Idiot McGee.
I mean, Mitre, the way it works is when someone calls the cops because they were raped, the cop then tries to ask them why they deserved it. What was she wearing?
Did I see the Huntsville, Alabama cop that was found guilty of murder? Hey there, Patronum. Probably, maybe, but yeah. Feel free to drop a link in chat, so I can be like reminded. Also, did you know harassing people in their whispers, is against terms of service? I bring that up not for any specific reason. I'm definitely not telling people, subtly any sort of action that should be taken. Anyway, let's see. I had a recommended video on the death toll of capitalism, but I can't find it now. It's okay, Rev. I did. I said, hey, skeptic, right? Yes. Yeah, skeptic. Yeah, it didn't have anything to do with you. Don't worry. Imagine all the rape kits that would be sitting around waiting to be processed if we didn't have. Oh wait, there's tens of thousands that haven't been processed. Oh, Estrella. There you go. I'll actually participate in that one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Jones here, proudly radical. Since I owe Kai a few favors from back in the old days. Shit, I probably shouldn't talk about that. Wait, why are you still recording? Fine, fine. Just be sure to edit it out. Anyways, as I was saying, this is Alex Jones, and I just wanted to teach the proletariat a few things about anarchism. Anarchism isn't about chaos. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Anarchism is about the people. It's about solidarity and mutual aid. It's about removing unjust authority and hierarchies. We should all be anarchists. The world would be a better place. Now, I'm going to apologize again to all those parents whose lives I ruined because I'm such a douchebag. Jones, out. All right, Kai, this has got to make us even for that incident you helped me out with.
Let's see. Okay, so that's doing its thing.
I helped Alex Jones get out of the
Green Man.
the clothes dryer after screaming for his stepbro to help him. That's the short one tonight.
Green Man actually thought it was Alex Jones. Hey, Lightbright. Solarial, you have to make your own headcanon for the incident. That's literally, I've never once suggested, like, what it should be. Everybody should make their own headcanon as to what it is. I love that Green Man thought that was Alex Jones. That's it, and it was Green Man. It for sure was. Let's see.
We'll never know the canonical event.
Yeah, and thanks for the Alabama link there. Apparently, William Ben Darby has been convicted of the murder of shooting Jeffrey Parker. He shot a suicidal dude.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a cop-assisted suicide.
Yeah.
God fucking damn it.
And Skeptic, as far as like apologizing that it was off topic, given how this fucking stream has gone so far with the chuds and the stupids, I don't mind diverting, in the least. But no, I've never met Terrence's machine elves proper. Photosyntactical life forms, maybe. But yeah, I've never been quite, we never really aligned on that description. Let's see. All right, there's that. Interdimensional daemons. Yes. All right, let me scroll down there just so I don't miss anything. In my head, the event was sexual. Fair enough.
Those were at least my first 8 headcanons that I put in into the server were sexual. Eventually, I was like, I gotta get more creative.
Rev got slapped once for applying the term police-assisted suicide to the final scene in The Outsiders once. A photosyntactical life form. It's the machine elves, maybe. I don't know. It's okay. So, have you ever been so high on psychedelics that you have sort of left your body behind and gone to another alternative dimensional space where you interacted with, Elliot, it's the DMT elves. Where you interacted with some element of consciousness, maybe, made of lights and colors and shapes and that sort of thing. That's what we're talking about. I was never happy with Terrence's description of the machine elves. I didn't like it. So I've been calling them photosyntactical life forms for a while. Let's just put it that way. Somebody should make an SCP entry for the Kai Jones incident. Oh, Jesus.
All
I mean,
that remained was a single rubber band
maybe
that ominously glowed purple.
Maybe me, Trey, but there's more things in heaven and earth in your that are dreamt of in your philosophies, dear Horatio. So. That's fair, existential. Terrence. He's one of the most likable people of all fucking history. Oh, those sort of declarative statements. Heaven is imaginary. We don't know anything.
We really don't actually know anything about the afterlife.
I don't know anything.
You can make a good claim that, like, the sand Bibles are completely made up and shit like that, but we don't actually know what the afterlife is like. That in particular, or if there even is.
Nobody's saying assume there is. What I'm saying is that to assume anything is foolish. We don't know the nature of existence. We don't know the nature of the universe itself. We don't. And so declarative statements, yes, no, never, always, these sorts of things get you in trouble real fast. No, DMT was never my drug, Elliot. I'm psilocybin. I like the mushrooms. And I actually do eat elk. Yeah. You know, I said it earlier. I was Joe Rogan before Joe Rogan was Joe Rogan. I've been comfortable to, like, experimenting with my body for a while, and yeah. I've been doing this longer than Joe Rogan's been known for it, at least. No worries, Light Bright. Yep. No, I do not. Ping trip. No. Let me. Apparently, it's a person. That's all I know. Yeah, that's. I went looking. Light Bright. I've never watched Joe Rogan. I've watched. I've watched a few of his podcast episodes from back in the day. I'm far more familiar with his stand-up work and some of his comedic acting. News Radio was good work. No, Light Bright. Like, not if you listen to it now. The new stuff, from what I understand from the people who do watch him, the new stuff is super toxic and is sort of like a pipeline to the alt-right stuff. But the old stuff got kind of interesting. The old stuff was fun. You remember when conspiracies back in the day used to be fun, right? Like, you get high with your buddies and you talk about aliens and shit, right? That's what Rogan used to be like. Now, he's telling you to wear to wear a mask is pussy shit, and you shouldn't be afraid of COVID, right? Like, who he is now is a very different thing from what he used to be. So, yeah. Yeah, I miss lizard men, right? Yeah, it was just, before I learned what globalist meant. Hey, Zippy. Yeah. I just, don't listen to him now. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, the fun bro science and the conspiracies. What is?
I get physical bad touch vibes whenever I try and watch Joe Rogan's podcast now.
I haven't tried to watch it in quite some time, so I legitimately, I just know, like, secondhand. You didn't get your sense of smell back for almost 3 months. Well, I'm glad it came back, Light Bright. I'm glad it did return.
My boss is his partner. She hasn't got her sense of taste back at all.
Really?
Yeah, she had this like severe sinal infection that was like dormant for years, and no one could figure out what it was until she finally had surgery to have it like physically removed from what I assume was infected bone tissue. And since then, she hasn't got her sense of taste back.
Yeah, Angie, I have called an audible. I've got a couple of movies potentially. I know which the first one that I'm gonna do, because yeah, I was sorely dissatisfied with the direction that some of the picks were taking last week. So I sort of stacked the deck, as it were. But yeah, the first one is super cheesy. It's super cheesy. Let's just put it that way. And if we get to the second one, you get to see, I don't know how many of you know who Anthony Kiedis is, off the top of your head. But he's the front man for the Red Hot Chili Peppers. His father is in this movie he's the villain. He's the villain, and he's not a good actor. Yeah, and so if we make it to the second one, it's also we got kind of a ninja theme going on tonight. Yeah, lots of really bad ninjas. Yep, Mitre knew. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Premarital. Can't wait for the 2 to 3 years from now when just got an x-ray done. They looked at my lungs and they're fucked. Turns out I was an asymptomatic COVID patient. Stories become commonplace. Rev, fucking Guyver. Yeah, the Guyver, like, that's 90, yeah, 91. Just had to look it up really quickly. Okay, but will it be COVID or the secret hidden aliens that finally decide to attack the people the CIA has deemed a threat? No, it'll be it'll be that. It'll be the latter. We know that. And by the way, welcome back, Wither. Take those. 5G red blood cells. Fuck yeah. I don't. Oh. Yeah. Just yeah. Got a text from my mom, just making sure things are okay out there. My worst O2. Jesus, your O2 sats hit fuck high 70s, dude. That's not good, Iron. That's not good at all. Do I believe in aliens? It's not really... Dude, I really have come to quite despise the question, do you believe in X? Something about that. It's just the phrasing, the wording. It just bothers me. Aliens are almost... extraterrestrial life is a near mathematical certainty. Now, as to whether they have visited us, whether we have any actual contact ever historically or contemporarily on this planet is another discussion entirely. But extraterrestrial life is a near mathematical certainty. So, there.
It's impossible for there to not be another planet out there that has, at the very minimum, what we would consider bacteria crawling on its surface.
And Lightbright, don't worry about it. It's you're not your fault at all. It's my own weird. It's just having having done this long enough. I've just people ask the weirdest shit, and it's always couched with "Do you believe in?" So I'm like a little twitchy when I see the "Do you believe in?" thing. But none of it's your fault. Don't worry about it. Yep, for multiple people, Fermis, yeah. Math is fake. And do you believe in yourself? Nope, Zippy. Honestly, I'm not even 100%. I am not certain that I'm sitting here right now speaking to you all. There's no way to be certain of that. I'm mostly convinced it's occurring, but absolute certainty? Nope. Do you believe in life after
We are
love?
just the collective thoughts and imaginations of your mind. You're stuck in an endless sleep with no end. What is reality?
Let's see. If I'm
You're
in the
stuck in the
hospital,
Matrix, just imagining reality.
if I'm in the
You don't
hospital for a
understand.
checkup, how could I ensure I get a valid check? If you're in a if you're in a hospital, you'll be fine. It's private practice doctors who are usually the most sketchy. Skank Hunt Legend 420. Thank you for the follow. Quite the username you have. If
They
you
may be coming from the MGTOW conversation we had earlier.
Have you ever been probed by the CIA in an underwater bunker where the CIA were actually strange, colorful jellyfish that had a mixture of Pop-Tarts and knives for tentacles? I mean, only a couple of times, Estrella. Just, you know, it's not like an everyday occurrence.
Like, who hasn't, you know?
Oh, that's Mother Anarchy loves you. I'll get you the link, Sleep. Loves her son, I believe.
Oh, by the way, I got that Star Trek episode. I just had we started a conversation before I found it, completely blanked. Season 7, episode 13. Its title is exactly Repentance, and it is, as I said, about. Let me see if I can get a name of the species.
Okay, so you've heard.
Oh, how many times I have to fucking mute this YouTube video? But I mean, Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright, cool. Hey, you're welcome, Sleep. Hey, Barley. Estrella, Ben Shapiro's wife's first name is Moore. M-O-R. Let's see. Alright, cool. I gotta tell you, Green Man. I didn't love it. Yeah. Oh, Rev. That's fair. I mean, different strokes for different folks, right? Different, you know, you got your opinion, I got mine. It's for some reason it didn't hit it for me. I don't know what, and I don't even have like an honest, like straight up answer as to what it was that put me off. Oh, a lotta. I need to type faster. I was typing something and halfway I forgot what my point was.
Sounds like Iwata's already ready for bad movie night.
Let's see. 8:33. All right. I'm just fucking checking the time too, rather than start at midnight like we did one night.
What are you talking about? We started at 1:30 a.m. one time.
I know. Yeah, and if you're not in the Discord community and you want to be, let me know, and I'll send you an invitation. No social medias is the future. I mean, that would be kind of nice, actually. Yeah, that's why I told you to just ask. Because the command is not a thing. We deal with a lot of chuds because we do a lot of political work. So, yeah.
We gotta be prepared to keep some
There you go, Green Man.
safety.
Yeah. We try to manage that as best we can. As opposed to the fucking idiot. I swear to God, I just, today has been definitely, I mean, I'm still not over somebody unironically trying to argue that colonialism and slavery basically were good because it civilized the people. And that it brought them forward, and otherwise they'd be still living in mud huts. Like, I can't believe somebody actually tried to make that argument. And then, how many fucking, what is it about Elon Musk that makes these fuckers want to gargle his balls so much? Like, I don't.
Because they realize he is dumb. Like, you can tell from the way he talks, he's not a smart man. And so it gives them hope that they can be very successful and be dumb.
Yeah,
I think it might be he's just young. Like compared to Bill Gates, I mean, I think the age thing might be a factor.
I don't remember anybody ever standing these fucking billionaires the way they do Elon. There is something different about him. Nobody ever came to bat for fucking Bezos or Warren Buffett or Bill Gates or the Waltons or anybody else the same way these fucking right-wing chud idiots constantly just gargle that dude's balls. Like, what is going on there? We did it to ourselves. The SNL video cursed us, which, by the way, didn't make it into. Hey, Amris, thank you for the resub there. 5 months. Look at you. That didn't even make it into the YouTube archive. They outright blocked the video because of that clip being in it. So it had to be trimmed. Yeah. He smokes weed, bro. He's just like us. Me, Trey. All I ever heard was about how bad Soros and the Rothschilds were. I thought they hated the rich. Turns out they just hated the Jews. Estrella, like it wasn't even like a copyright claim that I could dispute. It was outright blocked for viewing. Like, just you can't have this video in your account. And so I had to trim the segment. Yeah. Grimes showed up. No one recognized her. I got into a big argument with a buddy about Elon. He made the Destiny CEO argument we heard earlier, talking about how smart Elon is.
Oh wait, was that the exact? Was that Destiny's argument the same one I literally said I was dealing with my family just earlier this week? That because he's a CEO, he's smart.
Well, I mean, Destiny apparently was making the, like, antagonistic force argument, that fucking, God, I want the R word back. Can we have the R word back? I'm willing to make trades with these politically correct idiots. I'm okay. I'll trade. I'll barter. Can I have the R word back? It's such a good word. It's such a good word. I would never use it for somebody who actually has mental disability. But for the love of God, we need this word back.
It punches really well.
Hey, Caboose, I'm autistic. Can I give you an R word, R slur pass? I just...
by like the woke skulls terms, no. Not enough. Like...
Oh. Hey, what are you willing to give up? I don't know. I've got an F word pass. I don't use it really that often. So can I trade an F for an R? Does that work? That seems roughly equivalent. I'm still fighting to keep the word crazy. Oh, you can fuck off with that. Somebody tries to come for crazy, they can just suck my ass.
It's been in the common sphere for too long.
I use imbecile in Spanish as a good finality when said. Freight train? Sure. Rev, they're still living off subsidies from what I understand. Yeah, it's got punch to it. I want the word back. Dumb cunt hits hard. Yeah, occasionally I roll out cunt. As an American, it hits differently. Yeah, it hits differently coming from this accent. I just, yeah. It's just a return of endearment there. Yeah, in Australia, it's just, it's like the. Zippy, I'm a firm believer in the euphemism treadmill. It's a thing. It's a very real thing, and I'm sick of fucking... It doesn't matter what you make a bad word. There's going to be a new bad word by the time you finish that sentence. Well, you're not allowed to say that anymore. Fine, I'm going to say something else. Right? Like, you just find a new term to use as a pejorative. And then that eventually becomes the bad term that nobody's allowed to say. This is what's the euphemism treadmill. I think it was Princeton or Stanford researchers that actually coined that term. And so, yeah, it just... It's the way it works. Zippy, I'm sensitive because of my dad. He's crazy, but not like storm the Capitol and steal the podium crazy. Premarital. Fucking you argy fuck. My favorite slur is Anglo-Saxon. Look, Iron, I'm not going to come down on you pretty hard if you say the R word, right? Like, it's just, I don't feel like taking the flack. I want it back, right? Like, I could say it. And, it's just some people are going to find it displeasant or unpleasant that I said it. And maybe some fucking flack from some of the other political streamers because Kai's saying slurs now. But I just want it back. It's a good word. It's got punch to it.
As fun as it is, I've accepted it's now gamer words. Like, that's what it's pretty much in that grouping now.
Yeah, exactly, Emrys. That's solid usage there, Iron. I like it. Solid wordsmithery. And yeah, Skeptic, you're not, like, you don't get a say in that. I'm sorry. Like, I'm not being a dick here, but legitimately you saying, like, don't say that word doesn't come into, like, me factoring whether I say the word or not. And that's not just you either. It's sort of a community-wide thing. It has to do more with a cost-benefit analysis that I do behind the scenes as to whether I want to listen to people whining about it or not. That's it. It's the only reason. It's just a fucking word.
Is Kai going to get people literally trying to get on the call just to educate them why it's wrong to say it, when I think we all are perfectly aware that Kai is at least self-aware enough of why it's wrong?
Yeah.
And why, like, come on.
Oh,
That's what's going to happen.
Watch this. Okay. Fucking, I'm tempted, man. I'm tempted. I'm fucking tempted. Fucking skeptic. Remember when you said... But yeah, I'm tempted to... It is! I'm sorry. I stand by that statement.
At least America's founding was rape. It was rape of a nation.
No, that's not. I literally, one day I was just exasperated and I said, fucking America is so, yeah. Yeah. Curio got burned last week. Curio didn't get burned for what Curio did. Curio got burned because Taz was saying hard R's on the stream and nobody knows that Taz is a black woman. And so...
At least from their perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, I blame whoever reported her. It's an understandable sentiment. I want a few words back. Dude, yeah, exactly, Zippy.
We're still pretty sure it's male rights, which, by the way, they got pulled into a sub dump the other night. So the person who most likely got him suspended got a sub during a drop yesterday.
Did that guy finally get banned off Twitch or something? Because he's as far like I think he's still been around as far as I can tell.
He's creeping everywhere still. Wonder if he's in here today.
No. He is not.
Nope.
Caboose, I want the R slur back and the 4chan F word back. Premarital folk. Yeah. I don't... Your linguistic choices don't bother me at the end of the day, right? It informs me, especially depending on the context in which you use it. Oh, Jesus. Damn it. Well, that'll be an interesting poll. Yeah, you can't use any negative terminology in the polls. It filters for all of it, Estrella.
I'm not sure if this applies to polls, but I know that streamers can't title their streams.
Yeah.
I think it was anti-Zionism. I can't remember the exact wording, but there's something about Zionism that you can't. The platform just won't let you put it in your title.
I like the middle answer. Wither, thank you.
Fucking, how can I read 1984? I can't read an entire year. Fucking A, Wither. Yeah, same filters apply to clip names. Fucking stupid. Sleep easy. Oh. Kind of ironic given what the poll's about. Yeah, I know, right? Oh, I don't care. Like there is the level of not giving a fuck has set in this week with me, and it just like there's just I can't. Oh, let's see. Hang on. Swamp, you got got jump scared on RE? All right, let's look at it.
Put that ass down. Ain't got time for you. Ah! Fuck! That scared the shit out of me. Oh my god.
Oh look, it's Living Plain Man.
Put that ass down.
So this is why you don't fuck your this is why you don't fuck vehicles, kids. Otherwise that's born.
Oh, well, we got one person in here who literally went with, I must dictate all.
You know, is it
No, they're anonymous. We don't see them. So the winner was What the Fuck, I'm No Authoritarian Bastard. Followed up by No, I Literally Don't Care. Hey, Viva. Is it a good I don't give a fuck, bad, or apathetic? It's apathetic. It's apathetic. It is most assuredly an element of apathy. Zippy, congratulations, Kai. Say what you want. We voted on your ability to speak. Well, thank you, Zippy. But the moment has passed, but now I know how my community feels if I do happen to drop an R-bomb from time to time.
The thing is that one can both care and also say I'm not an authoritarian, so I can't. My morals say I'm not gonna do shit about it.
But good to know. Let's see. So it is 9 o'clock or coming up on 9 o'clock. It's going to take me like a little over an hour. The only reason I would care is to watch other people react. It's going to take me over an hour to get some food ready. And then we're going to reconvene for hopefully a couple of good bad movies. Right? Like, yeah, I have not watched these two in particular, but somebody I know who has good taste in bad movies has these as on his list of, yeah, these are worthwhile. So yeah, green. So what we'll do is I will actually mention them. What we're going to be doing is watching Miami Connection first and potentially 9 Deaths of the Ninja second. So these are the movies that we'll be screening. Miami Connection is a gang of ninjas who run drugs in and around Florida, who are being held off from gaining ground in a certain area because of a band who knows like karate or something like that, and it's bad. It's bad. And then 9 Deaths of a Ninja is the one with Anthony Kiedis' father, who is pretending to be German, is in a wheelchair, and does like a weird voice like the whole time, and has a pet monkey. And there's like an anti-terrorism squad that has like kung fu ninja powers and shit like that as well. And it's just a shit show of a movie. Sounds 1980s as fuck. Dude, Miami Connection is 1980s as fuck. The aesthetic is most assuredly there. So that's what we'll be screening tonight. Yeah. So I think we're going to call it there. Hey, Viva, thank you for the resub there. With a Prime resub, giving me Daddy Bezos' money. Look at that. Yeah, I'm gonna go roast some sweet potatoes, and I don't know what I need a bunch of fucking protein after this leg day, but I'll see what I figure out. So we will reconvene on what did Angie say? All right. We will reconvene in, say, oh no, I don't butter them up, Elliot. I don't use butter at all. But yeah, we'll reconvene in, say, like an hour and 15 minutes over in voice chat on the Discord server, and we will have bad movie nights. Bring your weed, bring your alcohol, bring your intoxicant of choice, because doing this sober is not the way to go. But thanks for Casual, thanks for hanging out. Karina, thanks for hanging out as well. I'm just figuring out who the fuck to raid here. There we go. Oh, it would. Why does the fucking stream manager not like the dynamic updates behind the scenes just aren't that dynamic? Kind of a. Sorry, Mitre. Already happening. Lame. Sounds disgusting. Good night, everyone. Take care of yourself. Night. Good night, Night Loaded, Night Rev, night everyone else, and I hope to see you over on the Discord server. It's always fun. Bad movie night is always fun. So, either way, I'll catch you guys in a little while. Bye.